Hello, welcome to Line War. Today we have Orbnet, who is red, and someone said that my nickname sucks, who is blue. And Orbnet is literally just here, so they're going to start this battle pretty early on. And someone said my nickname sucks, we're going to stick with nickname. So he is spreading out through these little tunnelways, these little choke points, to try and find Orbnet, which he's already spotted by now. And he has gone for 2 barracks and a factory to begin with, and I assume he placed those before. He's stopped now and he's trying to figure out what to do next. Now that he's spotted Orbnet, he's going for a naval yard. Not sure why, but he's probably trying to gain some territory over here. He knows this area is going to be safe, so it might just be to move units around quicker. But we'll see what he decides to do with that later on. Orbnet is going for a very offensive start. He's gone for 3 factories in the forest and an airfield there as well. And even though he probably can see some of them, but they're in the forest, so they're stealthed. Which might give Orbnet an advantage because Nickname won't know what Orbnet is up to at this point in the game. He might be able to reveal it with these units here. But it really does depend. Orbnet is on the run right now. These units are going to head straight for these structures over here. And I don't know what Orbnet's plan to do is. He's going to send some units straight across here. He's taking this territory, so these are going to be on the move again. He is dedicating a lot of his initial forces to expanding despite finding Nickname early on. But he has his artillery up right now, so this is going to be a lot harder for Nickname to get through. However, he does know the artillery is there, so he's going to have to respond to this. And at this point, he's going to have the ability to do so. He's gone straight into SAM units. He is expecting Orbnet to use air, which is, to be fair, pretty accurate. He has gone for an airfield. And he's still producing SAM despite seeing the artillery, so he's still expecting that SAM. That is not a random mistake or anything. And yet, this naval yard is producing transports only. I assume that these transports are going to go up here and take these guys off somewhere in a minute. These units didn't stand a chance, and Nickname did not manage to get the reveal on these structures in this forest here. So Nickname is still in the dark on what is going on with Orbnet. Now it looks like Orbnet has successfully pushed through that area now, and will very likely claim this area. As soon as this unit leaves, though, he's going to start claiming this territory. We'll have a look at their economy, because they're both trying to expand with an early engagement. So Orbnet is currently on 350, while Nickname is on 380. So Nickname is ahead in the game when it comes to economy. Orbnet's gone for helicopters to start with. Nickname's responding by bringing his SAM down, but he's retreated. He's going to get one shot off, but that's not going to be enough, and it'll probably recover that damage anyway, so... It was quite smart that Nickname used those anti-air straight away. However, I don't know how he's going to tackle these artillery if they decide to push through. It looks like Nickname's gone a lot into barracks. Put a lot of money into barracks. However, that might favour him in the future. Neither player has economy at their start locations, I don't think. They don't have towns, industry, or anything like that. And with Orbnet only using 1 barracks to help expand, it's going to take him a lot longer to do so. Whereas Nickname has a lot more barracks that he's using to expand and defend with. But infantry take the land very fast. So I'm going to guess that Nickname is going to be ahead in eco for quite a while soon. Whereas Orbnet seems to be focused on attacking Nickname. And I guess he's trying to go for the short game here. He's trying to push through as fast as he can. Taking his time though. He's not trying to rush this. The helicopters are come to engage here. The SAM's being forced to come up this way. And I don't think Nickname has enough artillery to support that attack. Defend that from that attack. So we've got quite a lot of artillery being produced here. And Orbnet is trying to produce some SAM units just in case Nickname decides to go for air himself. He certainly has made a focus on the artillery though, and he's going over the mountains, which may be in the favour of the artillery. Because to get there, they'll have to walk slower over the mountains, giving the artillery more time to fire against the infantry. That helicopter is specifically targeting that SAM unit. I think the AI does target the anti-air first, if it has the opportunity to do so. But that SAM wins against the helicopter, so that's one down. This one's going to be distracted while this one shoots back. But there the helicopter does survive, so we have this nice early engagement going on, which Nickname has been pushed back a little bit from. Orbnet is saving his economy. He's gone for energy up here. He hasn't produced many structures, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 structures, and Nickname has 7. So he's a bit ahead of him on production, but he has put some of that into transport boats. I can't find any more. I'm not sure where he put his boats. Oh, over here. So he sent some across over here so he can claim some territory. Even faster over here, I guess. There we go. So it looks like Orbnet is clearing up this location from Nickname, which means we can't see everything that Orbnet has. We have to check on his side because the mountains go south, so Nickname won't be able to see everything that's there yet. I think Nickname is going to get pushed back. Those helicopters are coming in a bit further in this time. He's going to try and start taking out some structures of Nicknames. And we have another factory. No, that's a barracks. That's a barracks there. And he's going to try and use that to expand up in the north over here, which Nickname is in this location. And he sent his units up here, if you remember. And I don't think Orbnet... Oh, Orbnet's come around here already. So he's coming up. There's going to be another engagement here soon. Fight for this territory down there. That helicopter is just getting away with his life there. I don't think he's going to be able to send in more helicopters over that way. Not with the SAM units there to defend them, unless they target the SAM first. Which they probably won't. So the artillery is going to try and take him out, and there's quite a lot of artillery here already. We're only at 7 minutes into the game, 8 minutes. And his artillery, quite a large enough number now to stop these attacks from doing much damage to them. Those helicopters are sticking into the top section over here rather than coming down the bottom, because that's where the SAM can get them easier. But they will start firing soon. They're coming into range now, I think. Or very soon. From Nickname's side of this, we've got pretty much just single lines of units going in there, and that's probably something that's really not helping him against these artillery right now. They're going in one at a time, or at least relatively. He's trying to build up his artillery and he's trying to hold them back with the infantry, so this might actually be a good idea. Just to point that out. Because if he did bring his infantry back, these units will be starting to progress forward again. He's bringing his artillery back. He's trying to save the artillery, he's sending infantry over there mostly. But they are being split up over here. Nickname's trying to bring his infantry down and trying to target some structures down here while they're undefended. And over in this section, it looks like both players decided they didn't want to engage over here. And since Nickname's got this navy yard and he has his transports that he wants already, it might be wise for him to demolish that structure to get some income back from it. Nickname is expanding this map quite well. Where's his boats? They're still up there, so he's going to try and bring some over here. He has done already. He's got one there already. He's put a barracks in the mountain there to be hidden, as well as allow him to gain some extra control. Those artillery there are pretty much destroying anything that comes close to it. I think he's going to start bringing in his artillery now to try and hold off this attack. But these SAM units might get caught off guard. He's definitely taken out one. The other one's coming in line with this one, but I don't know if it's going to get destroyed. Probably not. The infantry down here are going to be challenged now. Orbnet thinks he can try and take control of the southern part of the map. So he's going to try and push forward over there. Let's have a look where he's gotten to. So Orbnet's pretty much taken over this whole section of the map. And he's definitely going down here. Soon he'll be able to focus all of his efforts on expanding into Nickname's territory. So how much income has he got? He's got 656, whereas Nickname has basically 600. So I think Orbnet is now ahead of Nickname. Yep. Orbnet is beating him on production and on eco at this point in the game, which is not good for Nickname. Nickname's units are a bit too spread out, but unfortunately I don't think he has much of a choice in this. Orbnet's forces are coming in from all directions. He's got air units there to try and take out any frontline units, and the SAM units there I just don't think are in enough numbers to take them out. There's a lot of helicopters and a lot of artillery. I think he might lose another helicopter here unless they're going to spread out the damage. That's unfortunate, because if he did target this one he would have managed to get the destroyer on it. He still managed to get a destroyed one, but that's unfortunate for Orbnet now. Orbnet's front line is taking heavy losses, but at the same time it is being reinforced more than it's being destroyed. In the south, Orbnet is still expanding through this territory, and he stops Nickname's territory from being expanded. He's pretty much claimed everything down here now, definitely soon will. On Nickname's side of things, he is definitely struggling on the front line and will soon lose this production structure. He is sending some more units in to claim this area that Orbnet is taking off of him, whilst at the same time he's expanded over here. I think he's missed a few territories. I think that was on purpose, just to expand as far as he could. The boats over here are just doing nothing now, so they're just there. And he is still trying to claim up stuff up here, so... And it looks like Nickname's trying to kill this one unit of his, but it just wouldn't die. So I probably would have just left it there and see a bit further in, just do some extra damage. It was probably going to die anyway. Now at this point, some of these artillery are distracted by shooting this, so it might give Nickname the advantage to try and get some free shots in. Might be able to benefit from that. However, it looks like Nickname is struggling in this game right now to hold off Orbnet. We just have a fight at the artillery at the minute. We've got pre-production structures of artillery, and I think that's pretty much what he's focused on. Whereas Orbnet has 4 artillery production, which is also being supported by the helicopters. It looks like, though, Nickname is able to push back now. He's destroyed this front line of artillery. However, Orbnet was aware that he was going to lose this fight. By the looks of it, he's holding his units back a bit more so he can build up a new force. But Nickname's going to have these units come into about the same location. They might end up going straight back into the fight. Down here we have the engagement of the southern part of the territories. And with Nickname's units clumped together, they might actually have a bigger chance of defeating these units. But unfortunately, I think Orbnet does have production down there, because they are being reinforced. Yeah, so he's got 2 lines of production here. And he's now built a factory down here. I think his plan is to control this area to have another way to get access to Nickname's base, either through this section or this section. So I think that's why he's prioritizing that heavily. Orbnet's trying to sneak some units around the top to stop him from getting out away from that line. Looks like Nickname's going to lose the southern part once again. The Nickname can see this line, even though they're in the mountain. He's got enough units there to see through it and be able to spot those units. So he's trying to go up here to try and go around them instead. But it looks like Orbnet has decided to take away his line. He's going to try and bring his units round and curve around him. And those SAM are being brought in now as the helicopters take off. It's quite an intense battle from the beginning at the point. I mean, originally, Orbnet's structures were here, so Orbnet has pushed Nickname all the way back over here. And is pretty much choking him at this point in the game. He's trying to prevent him from getting access to any other part of the map. But Nickname does still have some production up here, and he has built an airfield. I don't know what his plan is with that airfield, but it looks like he's going to have to defend it as well, because Orbnet has control over this section between the two bases. There you go. As I said about destroying this earlier, it looks like Nickname has done that. You can hear the beeping, which is about to make this explode. Now that won't have the upkeep cost, so he can do whatever he wants with that extra cash. Orbnet has doubled his line here. He's trying to push through slowly by the looks of things. And he's going to try and get them here eventually, I think is the plan. Once he has enough units to push back Nickname once again. From Orbnet's perspective, he has no idea what's up here. He does know that Nickname has territory here though, so he is expanding and he's trying to find out soon. I think he's hoping nothing's there, that he's just going to find territory. Now on the southern part of the map, we've got some artillery being put in through this way as well. Now he's got two factories down here. So this is just more structures that are coming down here, increasing his production and pressure in a different location. He has pushed this line forward now, which is really going to add pressure to Nickname. He is going to want to get out of this location as soon as possible. And I do know that he had a lot of units over here trying to claim territory, but has he done much with it? He's got barracks, he's building a town. He's trying to increase his income so that he can try and push back against Orbnet as well. Got barracks up there too. But other than that, it doesn't look like Nickname has much of a way out of here. He wants to defend this area and destroy Orbnet from here. So he's got an airfield here. He's using that to use bombing runs over here because he's noticed that Orbnet doesn't seem to have much anti-air. He's got some there, but he's definitely focused a lot on artillery. And has he been spotted over here? He definitely has. So Orbnet spotted these commandos and he's taken them out with those helicopters as fast as he can, because commandos are a big old pain in the butt. It's always good to have them, but it's never good to fight them. There we go. So he's taken those out. They're not a problem anymore. But he's spotted the structure and he's going to take that out pretty quick with those helicopters too. It looks like he's building a navy yard because he wants to take over this location over here, I think. He's going to get this territory, which Nickname could have got this boat to take over this territory instead. She decided against. Orbnet spotted the airfield. He's going to try and take that out as best he can. He is still applying the pressure. He's going to go for a proper attack now, going straight through the middle. And this line commands only infantry and the artillery, so he's going to try and set up a four-way pathway through this area, try and take these guys out. And the air units have pretty much completely moved to fight this battle up here, and this airfield will not last long against this amount of helicopters. The airfield's finally gone down. That's got to make Orbnet happy. It's going to relieve the pressure from him up in that area. He can then just focus on the south and down here. But unfortunately for Nickname, that's just added pressure for him. He's got nowhere to go at this point. He can only keep this area of the map, which he's still yet to claim fully. And Orbnet is trying to push through as hard as he can with his artillery, and he's slowly breaking Nickname down. And as soon as he does, even if he loses this front assault here. He's going to be able to push through around here soon as well. Let's have a look at what he's got down here. So he's got these units moving in across here to take territory. He's got a couple of units straying off up here to assist in this area after they take the territory. Orbnet's playing for the long game as well, just in case. He's making sure he's thinking about the future. He's building a town. I don't know whether he's got anything else going on over there. So he's got another town and a docks. He's got navy units there, and he's taken over the ocean as well, increasing his energy supply because he is quite low on energy right now. But he is only using it for helicopters, so I think he's claimed everything over there. I don't think Nickname has anything up in that section of the map anymore. Oh, he does. He's changed his mind. He's gone for a bit more of a navy attack. He's going to try and get his transports to sneak across over this water here. So it looks like even now Nickname is being outnumbered in this location. He's got 2 airfields here that he can use to support over the water, so it's going to take a long time for these units to get to those. So they might be able to do a lot of damage over time. Nickname's going to try and take some territory away from Orbnet across the water now, because he's definitely going to lose this area. He's building missile ships because he knows the helicopters are nearby, but I just don't think he's going to be able to build them fast enough. There's far too many helicopters for this to be efficient. And the transport boat there is going to try and be blocked by this one by the looks of it. This one's just trying to get to this island. Yeah, he's trying to take that territory, but it looks like he has been spotted. I don't know if Orbnet is going to do anything about that right now. He doesn't have any units in the area. He might have missed it. But he is building some navy units himself. These helicopters could try and attack this. I'm not sure how he's going to deal with it. I'll try my best to keep an eye on it. We've got this attack still going on, and Nickname has built up some more artillery to try and push back against Orbnet. Orbnet's forces are not in a great position right now. They've got to get into more of a flat line against these units. Otherwise they are going to have the advantage in this fight. It seems like the reinforcements were killed, but Orbnet has a lot of units in this forest here, and they're going up, and they're going to go this way. So they're splitting up in about half, maybe less than half on this side. But Orbnet wants to apply as much pressure as he can in this area, I think. That's his plan there. But he has no anti-air. Oh yeah, he does. He's got some coming in. He's got some anti-air coming in through here, so even with Nickname's airfields, they might not produce these helicopters fast enough for him. What can Orbnet see over here now? Nickname see over here. So he's got these commandos in this area. He's taking this territory. I think he's going to try and build some structures in that territory. And my next move would be to try and take out this structure. If I could. Take away his eco. Without trying to take the land. Orbnet's units have aligned themselves a lot better now, so they're going to be able to hold off against any attacks coming towards them at this point in the game. Nickname's trying to bring his units around here to stop any of Orbnet's forces coming through that choke point there. And it looks like Nickname's forces are thinning out once again, and Orbnet's forces are holding strong there. I'm not sure how long Nickname's going to be able to hold this area for. We've got 2 cruisers in the waters here, and I think he's trying to take the territory. He's also searching for Nickname, because he must have seen the boat that was here at one point. And it doesn't look like Orbnet has spotted the commandos that were in this location here. But this northern battle is pretty much over at this point. I think those helicopters are going to destroy this. The infantry will take the land. And Orbnet will own this location soon. Those helicopters are very powerful, especially in large numbers. They take out structures very quickly. which means Orbnet can pretty much focus on this area of the map, except for with those commandos that are hiding back, running riot. So let's see what they are doing. Because Nickname certainly hasn't forgotten about him. He's building as close to the edge of the map as he can. And he is trying to get some vision, I think. He's going to try and take some things out eventually. So Nickname is trying to play smart. He's doing the best he can with what he's got. It's just unfortunate that his opponent seems to have more than him at this point in the game. The helicopters are pretty much the only thing standing between the force down here and the base up here. And when I say standing, I mean flying, obviously, but they still need to land in the territory to repair, or well, to refuel. And let's hope they don't land in this territory, or here, right on the edge. Is Orbnet still trying to go for an attack? He is. And it's these infantry that are holding this force back. Because every time one comes close, they have to deploy like this. And it just takes time for them to fire and shoot it, and then they have to deploy, undeploy, move again, and deploy again to fight again. Artillery seems to be the main weapon to beat your opponent in this game, but there are certainly a lot of ways to hold them off and slow them down. Orbnet is aware that Nickname has structures in this section of the map. So he is going to try and advance, apply pressure, and see what push he gets back. I am quite impressed with how Nickname has held this area of the map for as long as he has. Even considering this is where he started, and Orbnet is practically surrounding him at this point. And Nickname is still there holding it strong as much as he can. There we go, so we're back at Orbnet. Is he worried about this area of the map? He is not. He has taken this map, he's bringing his units down. They're going to come down through this area to come back and join the fight here. And Orbnet has built a rocket that I have missed. And that rocket is going straight over into this base here, and that will probably hit around here. No, he's gone a bit further in. He's trying to take as much production structures out as possible. There isn't a big enough army to focus on. But there is now just one artillery here and 2 production structures. That is not going to be enough to hold this area. That was a really good use of that rocket. So Orbnet pretty much controls all of the map that he wants here. What is Nickname doing with this part of the game now? So Nickname has most of the units here that he's got to fight against and stop them. He has started a very good job at trying to produce eco in this game. However, you've got to remember that Orbnet is producing naval units and trying to take the land over here, so he's potentially ready for an assault to go up this way. Orbnet is being absolutely relentless in this match. We've only got 2 barracks here defending against these artillery, and Nickname is struggling with his eco. He's got a decent amount of eco, 1,000 per minute, whereas Orbnet is at 2,000 per minute. So that is definitely where Orbnet is getting most of his units from. He's claimed all of the territory in this war here, so he's going to be able to do what he wants in this section. He could start producing transports, which he is. He's got 1 transport coming out there. And it looks like he's completely cleared this section of the map. He's got this missile silo there still, which he could destroy. He could demolish it, because that is not in range of anything useful right now. And it is using up a lot of his economy. By the time it becomes useful again, you may as well buy it again, and you'd have saved yourself the money. Because the upkeep cost over that amount of time wouldn't be worth not buying it in the future. If that makes sense. So Nickname still has a plan over in that section. That's This section he is losing control of it as well. Doesn't seem to be able to control much of the map in the areas he's at, but he is producing, putting everything he can into this section of the map. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 barracks. Another barracks producing here and 2 factories. And he's just trying to build up this force slowly. Scouting out with his commanders, trying to find out what Orbnet's doing. And eventually we'll come out with a massive army in this section of the map without Orbnet realizing. So that is Nickname's plan. Secret base that's going to catch Orbnet way off guard. But Orbnet is funneling all of his units, which he has a mass load of units, into this area. They are coming from all over the map into this stream. And eventually going to come up to this section of the map. However, a lot of his units are coming here, and he's going to transport straight across the water. He does only have 1 transport boat at this point, but he is going to be building more. He has spotted this airfield now, so these naval units, the cruisers can attack them, and the anti-air can stop anything taken off. Not that anyone is using jets. But those helicopters have grown in numbers actually, and they're going to take out these quite well, but there's a lot of anti-air in this section of the map. So Orbnet's units are coming in through this way, and he's got his SAM to gather in this section here to protect them as they travel. And he's pretty much taken out all of Nickname's helicopters. And now he's ready to bring in his helicopters, and he's building 2 missile silos. Which I think I'm going to use for the thumbnail. That just looks funny. That is literally showing his superiority in economy in this game. But little does he know, there is a big army appearing over in this section of the map. By the looks of it, as I said, it would be better to destroy the structure. He did. But as soon as these are built, those helicopters took out those airfields quickly, but as soon as these structures are built, he's going to lose 1,000 credits, or whatever they're called, capital, on trying to get these to produce a rocket each. And Orbnet is happily taking his time with this match, trying to gather all the territories before moving on. He spotted a group of units, so he's sending his ships over there to try and damage them as much as possible before his main army gets there. I'd like to see what Nickname plans over here, so I'm going to keep Nickname's camera over here and just going to keep checking it. He is sending some units up into this section to retake this area that he had once before. I've only just noticed, but Orbnet actually set up a trade route over here. Which is interesting to note. That's probably something that is really helping with his economy at this point, which is at 2,200. Whereas Nickname is at 800 per minute. Go back. So Nickname is desperately trying to save this town in the docks here. But those helicopters are going to come in very soon. These nukes will be ready at some point in this game, a bit later on I think. And Orbnet is setting up a ton of production over in this area. Here the helicopters come. These infantry won't stand much of a chance against these helicopters. I think they're pretty much going to take everything out there. But he does have some helicopters down here ready to fight soon. And that has gone. Both the docks and the town there destroyed at the same time. There's a massive flood of units just coming in, streaming through at multiple different lines. But I'm going to check Nickname's section over here. He's pretty much doing everything there. He's going to take out the energy over here, which will reveal something's wrong to Orbnet, because he's going to hear this noise in a minute about his energy supply being attacked. There we go. So it's just been hit, so we can have a look over here. You can see it's been damaged. And it looks like Nickname has set up those commands really well, because these commandos are at the locations hitting all at the same time. So he's destroyed that one, and that one, and he's about to destroy this section without Orbnet being able to respond. That is a great stealth attack there. That was very well organised. So Orbnet must be aware he's lost all of his energy supply all at the same time. He has nothing to use now with his helicopters. Unfortunately for Nickname, he doesn't require much that uses energy apart from his navy, which Nickname can't do anything about. The helicopters have stopped, which is really good for Nickname. However, the main force at the bottom here will still be moving forward. They don't require energy to move, or fire. Anyway, what's going on with these rockets up here? I can hear some beeping that's being destroyed, so there we go. We have 2 rockets being built at this point in the game now. Oh, he's decided to take one away. So he's decided to get rid of that one probably because of energy. So he's realised something's up. He's building loads of production over here. He's panicking a bit. But he has the economy to do it. I wouldn't say he's panicking a lot, but he's wondering what Nickname has planned at this point in the game. So Nickname's got these SAM units here to defend, and he's just pretty much producing commandos to try and do some sneaky damage, take over a lot of the map at the same time. Which is really good for Nickname. He is one of the best at holding out in this game I've seen so far. But it looks like he is going to lose a lot of the territory in the right side of the map. Orbnet is going to plow his units through up this area, taking everything out, and I don't think this rocket's needed anymore with the amount of units he's got there. But he can see what's being built up in the mountains over here, which I don't even think is going to get built in time. So we're following these units over this way. They're going to get a bit confused with the line commands going back and forth, I think. They seem to be circling over a command that might be pointing this way. I can see there's an arrow pointing that way, so they get confused and they sort of circle around like the ant's death spiral. Commandos are taking out some units over here. So he needs to group them up so they can see the commandos a lot easier, which he is doing. And there we go, the commandos are going to be trying to take out these artillery once again. Some nice little sneaky tactics there from Nickname. But unfortunately for Nickname, it was just too little, too late. That rocket's nearly ready. I don't know where Orbnet plans to fire that. He might not even need it at all in this game. So is Orbnet ready to see? No, these units keep getting taken out by the commandos before they can really do much. So Nickname is situated in this top section of the map now. Concerned about what's going on down here. The helicopters there. The only other parts of the map are up here where the commandos are slowly taking, as Orbnet is also distracted down here. But he has taken up a good portion of this section of the map now. And is controlling most of it with commandos only, but he's out of eco. So he's only got 800 per minute, but his outgoings are 870. Doesn't have enough eco to support the army he needs. Push back enough. But he has good visibility, so he can see what army is coming towards him, and he might be able to take him out with commandos. There we go, we've got one lonely barracks in the top area over here, sending in units one at a time to their death in this section of the map. Let's go back to Orbnet, see what he's doing. Is that rocket ready, or has he destroyed it? I think he destroyed his own rocket again, or is that... Yeah. He had those rockets here. I think he's got rid of it. I'm going to put it on ×2 at this point. There we go, so we've got ×2 speed now. We've got these artillery trying to push up there to take out that one barracks that's left over. We've got the factories here on this side of the map. We have the commandos still trying to go through this area, taking over as much land as they can. He's producing commandos from here. He's increased his economy with the territory claims he's managed to make. And he is moving out these SAM units, along with some tank units there. And he's bringing them out to the front lines to try and see if he can stop these helicopters that have been put there. They might have been better to bring out earlier, but we do have Orbnet's whole army coming this way by the looks of it. Those helicopters are just circling around. They're going to take out anything that comes close to them. They will be able to spot the commandos. Looks like they're protecting another army. So we've got this army up here on the top right of the map. They're going to find this barracks eventually. They will destroy it. There's another one being built there which Orbnet can see. And Orbnet is streaming in as many units as he can into this area of the map. Trying to fight back from Nickname, who managed to sneak attack from around the back. He's got tanks coming in at this point. But there we go. So we've reached the end of the map. And those tanks would probably be quite easily destroyed by the swarm here, unfortunately. I think Nickname did an amazing job holding out in that match. And Orbnet was very fast to try and push back against Nickname early on in this game. So let me know what you think about this game. And thank you for watching. There are 2 videos on screen right now, and I'll see you at one of those. Bye now.